we are recording, we are sharing, and what I'm going to go through here today is our next utility that we've got to release to everyone. Showcasing today the Multi-Sig Builder, and we've got that all ready to go. We can build the multi-sigs, and I thought what I would do here today is just build one on Sepolia, and I can send some Sepolia ETH to that multi-sig and then show how a vote would work for you guys there. So I'm just going to get right into it. And obviously Michael and Ben or any of the team there, if I am leading anyone astray, you can just chime in. Sorry, I had another one going here, so I'm going to just refresh everything. So to do the multi-sig, what you do is you come over to the right-hand side of the screen instead of the token into the utilities, and then you would pick the multi-signature wallet. Let me make sure I'm actually on Sepolia before I start going into it here. Yep, we're good. Okay, so when we build the multi-signature, very similar to the token builder if anyone's gone in there. And what it does is it brings you right into your basic details first. So the first part that you want to do is you want to add any of your manager addresses. So the first one that comes up is your connected wallet. And
sorry, Nate.
Yeah.
Just we could just tell some background about multi-sig, why it's needed or something like that.
Oh, sure. I could do that too. So a multi-signature wallet, in case anyone doesn't know, is a way to add security to your project. It doesn't allow for anyone to unilaterally transfer tokens or take out funds or do anything really with that contract once it's being managed with that multi-signature wallet. And so when you have a multi-signature, it is actually requiring managers, so multiple people to sign off on vote proposals. So you create a vote, and in there, the other people who you've designated as a manager will either approve or not approve the proposals. And so this just brings security and transparency, I guess, to your project. And that's why we think that this is such a great addition to any project that would be able to be created through ChainFactory. And so what I'll do here right now is
awesome.
I'll add some other managers, and I've got those copied here. So these would be the wallet addresses of other wallets, and that's how they would be managing the different contracts. And all you do is you put those in there. You can have a very large amount of managers. I think Christian said today you can have up to 255 managers. Most times you would want to have 4 managers because the quorum is set to a 75% vote. For the purposes of this demo here today, I'm only going to have 3 just to make it a little easier, less voting and less time with everything. But normally it's best practice to have 4 so that you can get 3 people to vote on a proposal, or have 3 approval votes on a proposal to pass it. To add more, you would just simply click the plus button here and you can keep adding, paste the manager address in. For this, we won't have those. So the transfer ownership is, it's something that we have in here. You can, like, it's fine to have it enabled. If I have this set as the address, it's going to renounce it immediately once I deploy it. And I mean, transferring ownership, it's pretty self-explanatory. We have the we have everything here as far as the description, how you could transfer the ownership of that multi-signature if you wanted to. Turn on the web, and this is where your multi-signature will lie. So you will have your alias. So we can go, that's going to be the name of it. It's going to be Community VC for the name. You can check the availability to make sure that it hasn't been taken yet. And then you're good. Yeah, that's the address your multi-sig will be at. Then once we turn on this vote, turning this on shows, allows us to set the different quorum and the deadline and time limit values. And then we also have this allowed delegate. So the allowed delegate, it allows you to transfer your ability to vote to somebody else. So if you were going on holidays, you knew you were going to be away and there were going to be potential votes coming through, you could pass your ability to vote to a delegate so that someone else can vote on your behalf. So I've got this set as 75%, and you always have to have at least 2 managers with your quorum for all the numbers to work. And then it's got a deadline on each vote proposal. So it has to be voted on and executed by that deadline. And then this time limit, it's set so that once everybody has approved it, there's a time limit to execute that proposal, just another security measure in place so that, we know that everything was done and done properly. So the minimum amount for that time limit is 5. And if you have it set to 0, that just disables the time limit. And when I say 5, I mean 5 minutes. So if I just put 1 in here, it goes to 300, which is 300 seconds and 5 minutes. The next option we have here is the recover tokens from the contract. Because a multi-signature wallet is a contract, we do have the option to recover tokens from it, and we could also recover NFTs from it. So I'm going to turn this on, and then what we'll do in the demo is I will send some ETH to the multi-sig, and then I'll recover it in a proposal. So then when we hit next, what we've got is the same as in the token builder. We've got the header and comment block. So this is where you could put in all of your, the description of your project, your website, all your social information. And then we've got the compiler settings as well, that advanced compiler similar to the token builder. We're not going to turn that on for the sake of the demo here. And then we'll hit next. Again, we've got a summary that shows all of our information. You don't have to worry about copying and pasting and keeping this anywhere, but it is good to review it and make sure everything's spelled the way you want it to be. You'd hate to transpose a digit here or there somewhere. And then you can confirm your vote and vote information and everything there. Once I'm happy with it, I'll just click next. And then this takes me to the payment page where I will proceed. And then what this does is it will give me, in my wallet, I'll have to confirm the transaction to approve it and then create that multi-signature contract. And so it's going through now. I've approved it. And then it's going to go through and verify it and do everything. Well, it doesn't verify on Sepolia, but it would be once you do it on a mainnet. And voila. So we do have now our smart contract for our multi-sig wallet. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to send some Sepolia ETH to that right now. Otherwise, I will probably forget as we're going through. And then what I'll do is I'll take you in and I'll show you all the information that we have there. And so
you so rich,
that.
man. So many.
Go ahead.
I said that you are rich.
Yeah, Sepolia ETH rich. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, so in here, I mean, you can see I've made a few here just to test them. Here we've got our web address, shows where it is. So that's why I said you don't have to copy and paste it. All I have to do is click on this and it takes me into my multi-sig wallet. Now these logos you can change. I don't have any handy to change for this, but I'll show you what you would be able to do to change that. And then it's very similar in the deployed contracts here. You've got your different areas where you can manage it, or some of the socials. So because I had that transfer set to the dead address, it automatically renounced it there. So we don't have that anymore. What we'll do is I will search, this is that multi-sig address, and we can see that 0.5 ETH went into the multi-sig. So what I'll do is I'll connect my wallet. Next. And then it's as simple as just hitting enter as a manager. And then you have to sign the signature request in your MetaMask. And then you're in.
So
you'll see
only addresses you added to the multi-sig can enter as managers, obviously, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Good point, Ben. So yeah, not anyone can just go in and find your multi-sig and go in there and create proposals. The only valid wallets that can come in are the managers that you either specified when you built it or when you manage your multi-signature wallet. So on the left-hand side are all the buttons that you would be able to deal with and create things. So in here, proposals would show any existing proposals. New proposal is where you would create a new one. We're going to hang tight on that right now. Managed contracts is all the contracts that you have under the management of this multi-signature wallet. So of course the multi-signature is managed within here. We could add another contract, which I can do here. And then we've got the list of managers. So these are all the wallet addresses that I added when I made it. And then we've got our settings. So I could change this, like I could change the alias here, and that will show up in the manager information. So if I just go, it updates it, and then in the managers it shows, okay, for this wallet address, here's my information. So when different managers log in, they can add their information in there. You can also, like I said before, you can change these logos, and all you need to do is add the web address. So your logo for the main logo, which is that big one that was above the Enter as Manager button, you just enter a web address for where your image would be hosted online, and then you can have your brand logo as well. I'm not going to do that because I just don't have one ready right now, but it's just as simple as adding that web address in there, clicking save, and then once you refresh, it will show that on the main page, show those logos. And so then what we would do if we want to add a managed contract, we click this plus button here, and then it brings us into adding the specific contract. And so what I will do is find a contract here. Okay, so this is a contract address that I'm going to do it to manage. Your alias and your description are mandatory fields, so you do have to fill those out when you're doing it. And then this is this load ABI button. This is what the functions, this loads the different functions that are within that contract so that you can manage those different parts of the contract using the multi-sig. Now, right now we have it so that it's showing everything as far as in a code view. And Christian did say that he's going to update that so it's easier to add or remove different functions that you would want to be able to manage with this. And so if I want to manage this, I just click submit. And now we've got this token contract that we would be able to manage within our multi-signature. And so if I wanted to do a proposal, let's say I didn't mean to send half an ETH to this multi-signature wallet. or any other token. Like if there are tokens on one of the managed contracts that you have, you can do everything within here. So I'm just doing it as far as from the multi-sig right now because of the time constraints that we've got here. So and so our target contract, of course, that's going to be the multi-signature. If I was doing something with this contract, I would obviously pick that contract. And then our method is going to be recover Sepolia ETH, because that's what I'm trying to do. The to address, what we'll do is we will pick one of these wallets here, say that we didn't mean to do that.
Just want to tell people that we are not seeing the drop down because Nathan is basically sharing his screen. So it's the same like when he has a pop-up on his MetaMask, we don't see it. It's the same thing here. So we don't see it, but when he clicks on the target, there's a drop down of all the contracts that the multi-sig is basically managing. And you can pick the contract that you want to manage or set the proposal for.
Awesome. Thanks for.
So we are not seeing it, Nathan, in case you are wondering.
I see it just fine. So I'm glad you chimed in because I had no idea. And then so very similar to that in the method as well, there's a drop down. So it's saying that I could set the manager, time limit, the deadline. I could set the quorum. So I can change these different functions of the multi-signature contract within here. And the one that I chose obviously is the recover Sepolia ETH. And so then with the amount that you want, what you do is you would put in, so I'll put in 0.2, and then you have to click this plus button because the blockchain works on lots of decimals. And so if I put it to that 10 to the 18, it's another drop down again. Can you guys see this pop up, or is that not showing up either?
We see it.
Okay, good. So then I click add.
We see this one.
Cool. So then I click add, and then I always want to test it to make sure that I've got my inputs done correctly. And so the green is good. If you see red in here, that is not good. It would mean that you've got something wrong. Maybe you've got something missing or an input that isn't correct. Once you hit submit, it submits the proposal. So it's not recovering that ETH right now. This is submitting a new proposal for others to vote on. And so once this goes through, I've confirmed it in my MetaMask. Once this goes through, we'll see right here, we've got the nice little number 1 that pops up, and we can click on proposals, and it says it's got my proposal. So removing the ETH from the multi-sig. So as the one that proposed it, obviously I can vote. And so all I do to vote is I would click this agree. If I was coming in as another signatory, I can either reject that or abstain from it, depending on what the vote is. Obviously, before I vote, I would want to check on the parameters and make sure that everything makes sense. And then I can just click agree. Again, it's another transaction, so I have to confirm that in my MetaMask. And once it goes through, we'll see that these results will update. And we can also see, if I scroll down, we've got the quorum here. So it says pending 3 because I have 3 managers in here. And then it updates to show how far along you are. So one person has agreed. If I were to come in and someone reject it, it would show up there. And then it shows our quorum. So right now we're almost there. We're so close. And so what I will do is I'm going to disconnect, and then I'm going to enter as another manager. Sorry, I have to change my wallet. Okay, so I will enter as a manager again with this new wallet. And it shows that there's this proposal. It pops up, like we'd said before, on the new proposals there. So I can choose to either agree, reject, or abstain. For the simple purposes of this, I'm going to agree. I will confirm the transaction in my MetaMask here, and then just wait for it to go. So now we bring this, like we had mentioned at the beginning, we bring that security to your contract. It gives you that ability to say, hey, we can't just randomly take money out unless everybody is agreeing to it or the quorum agrees to it. So you do want to have managers you can trust, obviously. And then you'll notice, sorry, go ahead.
And also on the right side, on the top, you see it's approved. Before the second manager basically agreed, it said active. If the proposal doesn't go through, it will show as rejected. And once Nathan will execute it, it will the status will update to execute it.
Right. Yes. Thank you, Michael. And that is exactly it. Like, this hasn't gone through yet because you do have one more step to go through, and you don't want to forget that. So the last person that does approve it, if you come in and you see there's only one more vote needed, you're the lucky one that gets to execute it. And it is very simple. You just click this execute, and you can see the timers clicking down here because we added that. And so it's another confirmation in my MetaMask. And once I go through there, as Michael just said, this will update and it'll show as executed once the transaction's confirmed on the blockchain.
You could also go to Etherscan once more time and show that it indeed went from the wallet.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It will take time because it's testnet.
Yeah. And so this is our multi-signature wallet. And so it does show everything that's happening, right? So it shows that I submitted that vote proposal, and then it shows each time someone voted on it. So if we come back here, it changes to having been executed. And then if I refresh in here, it will take a bit of time. But if I do refresh in here and enter, it shows, so before it had 0.5 ETH up here, and now it's 0.3. So the 0.2 ETH that I took out has gone back out to that other wallet. And there we go. So it executed. And then we can show 0.2 ETH has gone out to the wallet that I had specified in that vote proposal. And that's your multi-signature wallet, and managing and adding and all that fun stuff. Does anyone have anything they wanted to bring up there, Michael or Ben?
I just want to basically say that we just showcased how to manage the finances. So usually teams have their like marketing wallets or treasuries in a simple MetaMask or SafePal or Phantom, basically just simple Web3 wallets. If they click some bad links, like the whole project can lose money. This way, it's not possible because the scammer would have to hack the multi-sig wallet, and it's not possible because the whole quorum has to go through, as Nate showed. Basically, more than 2 people have to vote to take out money from the wallet. But it's not just about finances. It's also, let's say, some jerk developer wants to increase the taxes on the token, if the multisig is the owner of the token contract, one guy cannot basically do malicious things on the contract. So the whole team needs to approve this, or it depends how you set your threshold of the quorum.
And yeah, those are great points and better than I could have said it. So I think that's our showcase for our new utility.
Yeah, those are really good points.
You're cutting
Can you
out
hear
there,
him?
Ben. No.
I don't hear him.
You say that again, Ben?
Are you using iPhone or any Apple products?
Yeah, he'll be on his iPhone.
So that's why, yeah. Can you buy an Android, a proper device?
Okay, well, we won't belabor this. We appreciate everyone coming and checking it out. Obviously, this is recorded, so anyone listening and watching again, we appreciate you and everything you're doing with us here. Next time we have something, we'll definitely do this again. If you guys have any questions and didn't want to ask them here, please add them into the chat and we'll be able to answer those. We're looking forward to helping. Go ahead.
I can stay for the questions. If anyone has any questions, you can basically go. I can stay to answer questions if anyone has questions.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to stop recording. And if anyone has questions, certainly Michael's here. He's the man. And we'll talk to you guys later.